to just bring us back to basics on those things that will strengthen our employability as young people. And we are really, really humbled to have present in person the Jobberman team. They will be here to make that kind of presentation. And beyond the presentation, I think for me, is a very productive avenue for us to ask questions. Questions that maybe while you were doing those courses online, you were unable to ask those kind of questions. Now you have an opportunity to interface physically in this hall. So I charge all of us trainees to open up, ask key questions that will help us. And moving forward, we will have that kind of result we require. All right. So to take us further, I will want to crave your indulgence to make welcome a very important person in our midst that is going to be taking this session. I was just discussing with her on some very key, important, information surrounding what we're about to hear. And I put it to you that she's very resourceful, very experienced in what we are going to be talking about. She will make a very, very, you see, I'm busy repeating very, very, because we are going deep into serious matters. So to take us further, put your hands together for Ms. Fejiro Obueme from Jobberman. Please, with a resound applause, receive Ms. Fejiro Obueme upstage to take us further in a presentation on interviews, salary, negotiation, and personal presentation. You are welcome. Thank you. Well, put your hands together until she gets here, please.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hi. So I think my slides will be projected soon. Hi, everyone. My name is Fejiro Obueme, and I work for Jobberman as a Youth Engagement Associate. I will be taking you today through a presentation that is titled Interviews, Salary Negotiation, and Personal Presentation. So I'm expecting the slides to be projected. But before then, I just want to assume that everybody here went through the Jobberman Free Soft Skills training. Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to assume that everybody here has taken the Jobberman Free Soft Skills training. I don't know how to be in one space. I'm going to try. Have you taken the Jobberman Free Soft Skills training? If you've taken the Jobberman Free Soft Skills training, please let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. Okay, so not everybody has taken the Jobberman Free Soft Skills training. But what I am going to do is I would share the link to join the training. That's if you've not joined the training. After the training, you will get a certificate that looks like this. Did you get certificates for those who joined? You got certificates. If you are yet to get certificates, don't worry, you get your certificates. Or you can send an email to connect@jobberman.com. Somebody would reply to you. And if you can show, that you actually took the course and the endline tests, you will get your certificate immediately after. So if you want to get, thank you so much. Thank you. So if you want to take the course and you want to get certified in soft skills, ensure you go to www.jobberman.com/soft skills. So it is www.jobberman.com/soft skills. Would you like me to take that again? For those who are yet to take the training. So what we basically teach in Jobberman under the soft skills, we teach effective communication skills. We teach personal effectiveness. We teach time management. We teach workplace etiquette. All of these things that on a normal day you would not learn in the university. We've taken it upon ourselves in partnership with MasterCard Foundation to teach youths in Nigeria between the ages of 18 to 35 how to be proficient in these soft skills, right? On a normal day, you wouldn't get courses in school that teach you listening skills, that teach you things along the lines of emotional intelligence. There are a lot of people who are not emotionally intelligent. I mean, sometimes you're walking on the road and somebody steps on you and the person is looking at you and you're looking at the person, and it becomes a stare contest, right? And nobody wants to say sorry. Nobody wants to admit that they are wrong. That is why Jobberman put it upon themselves to teach soft skills. I don't know why the slides are not. Okay. So this is a refresher course for those who have taken the soft skills training. So I'm going to be teaching you about interviews, and I'm also going to be teaching about personal presentation and how to actually ace interviews. But before then, I want to show you how the applicant tracking system works. So on this screen, you can see the ATS system. Now, there's something you need to know. For you to get your desired job, you need to be able to present a desired CV. What did I say? For a desired job, can you repeat after me? For your desired job, you need a desirable CV. So what that means? That means that, we have an applicant tracking system. And what the applicant tracking system does is, it's a filter. So you agree with me that employers cannot look through the hundreds and hundreds of CVs that come in to the applicant tracking system. I work with Jobberman, and I know that employers come to us to get access to the over 2 million candidates that we have on our platform. And guess what? When they put up job listings, people that don't have experience, people that have experience, people that don't even know what the job description is about, people that don't have good CVs for the job, all of them apply. Now, it is going to be a waste of time for the employer to look through all of these CVs. That's why we have the applicant tracking system. The applicant tracking system is not a human being. It's directly, it's the computer itself. So the computer does the filtering work. So what does that mean? It means that if you've been applying for jobs and they've not been calling you, it's possible that the employer has not even seen your CV. That's the possibility. Because the applicant tracking system will first receive all the applications. You can see all the applications. You can see the red bar. All the applications are received. Then you see the qualification criteria. Applications that are substantially qualified. Now, for your application to be qualified, your CV has to have the keywords of the job. For instance, if I'm applying for maybe an agronomist job, so I need to have things like agriculture in my CV. I shouldn't be having things like digital marketer in my CV. So the fact that I have digital marketer in my CV has already, it has already destroyed my entire process. You understand? So the employer would not even get to see my CV just for the fact that I did not position myself properly. A few weeks back, I was at a career fair that was hosted by the Lagos State government, and I reviewed quite a number of CVs. And what I noticed is that a lot of people actually have this experience, but because they are not able to write their CVs properly, they don't even go past this process. They don't even go past this level, right? So they keep applying and applying for jobs on LinkedIn. They keep applying for jobs on the Jobberman platform, and then they don't get, replies. They don't get anything from employers. And it's just because their CVs do not have keywords. So like I said, make sure that your CV does what? Your CV has the keywords of the job that you're applying for. So then let's go to the next slide. So can you see what is on the screen right now? So there are two different cakes on the screen. Now, I don't know if you've seen some things online, what I ordered versus what I got. This is a very good case of what I ordered versus what I got. Now, this is what the employer wants. This is the job description, right? But then you come to the interview, after you've passed through the ATS, you come to the interview looking like that, right? In this kind of situation, I show you these two cakes. Which one would you pick? Which one of these cakes would you pick? Exactly. You see that this is just a makeshift. Nobody will want to pick this cake at first sight. So it means that presentation actually matters. How you look at your interview, how you talk at your interview. If you're even smiling at your interview, you don't come and then you're like this. Sorry, I'm going to take off my mask today. And the interviewer is asking you, what's your name? My name is Ibrahim. Okay, so what course did you apply for? What job did you apply for? It's there now. It's on my CV now. what I applied for is there now. And then they ask you, okay, so talk to me about the company that you're applying to. I don't know now. Should be easy people that said I should come and work. We've seen a lot of all of these cases, right? So it's very, very important that when you go for job interviews, you look the part. Employers want to know that you can do the job. Do you understand? Employers want to know that you can do the job. And in a situation where you don't look the part, you don't get the job. So say after me, look the part, then you get the job. If you don't look the part, you cannot get the job. Great. So let's go to the next slide. So there are some facts about interviews that I'm here to share with you today. And I'm just going to be taking them one after the other. The first one is 33% of bosses know within the first 90 seconds of an interview whether or not they want to hire somebody. So the other things that you're doing, you're just talking your own. In other words, an interview can last 30 to 40 minutes. But in the first 90 seconds, the employer already knows whether they want you or not. It has to do with how you look, how you're dressed, how you speak, your experience. So even if you don't have the experience, how are you able to talk about the fact that you don't have the experience? How are you able to sell yourself, right? Outside, there are a lot of products outside that are beautifully packaged. Do you understand? And I'm not going to buy those products the same way I will buy products outside here. So for instance, there are some fish outside that are really, really packaged in very beautiful nylons and everything. But if somebody at Ikeja right now with dust and everything dust is on the fish and everything, I wouldn't buy that fish the same price that I will buy this fish that is packaged properly. So it's all about packaging. Fake it till you make it, actually. Do you understand? You need to be able to package yourself in a way that is appealing to the employers that you are meeting. Having little to no knowledge of the company is the most common mistakes made at interviews. I've actually been on a panel where we're interviewing this lady for a customer support analyst role. And, we asked her, so what do you know about, so you've looked at the job description and you've applied for this job and you are here now. So what do you know about the job? And she could not, she couldn't say anything about what Jobberman does. She couldn't say anything about what the job was about, and needless to say, she did not get the job at the end of the day because she could not talk about what Jobberman does or what the job was about. And the next one is, when meeting new people, 55% of the impact comes from the way the person dresses, acts, and walks through the door. You need to look confident. You need to hype yourself. Turn to your neighbor and say, hype yourself. You need to be your own hype person. You need to know your worth. I know that if you took the soft skills training, you will take this module called personal awareness. And what personal awareness simply means is that you know yourself, right? You know exactly what you're worth. You know what you're capable of. You know your weaknesses, you know your strengths, and you know how to properly position them in such a way that you look like a talent to any employer that you meet. Do you understand? So you need to ensure that you look the parts, you act the parts, you walk the parts. When employers ask you questions like, why do you think you're great for this job? You should be able to say, I am great for this job because I have XYZ experience in so-so field. I've worked with so-so company. I've had this number of colleagues, and this is what I can do. In the next 3 months, I can change this about your company. I have made so and so research about your company. I've seen that these are the problems that you have. These are the solutions I think can work in this company. When you talk like that, it will be very, very difficult for you not to get the job. And it will be very, very difficult for you not to stand out. The next point is 65% of bosses indicate that clothes could be a deciding factor between two almost identical candidates. Dress well. Tell your neighbor, dress well. Dress well. So even if the interview is going to be a physical interview, ensure that you are dressed for the part. Do you understand? Make sure that you're wearing nice shirts. Nice shirts, even if it's not a physical interview. Even if it's not a physical interview, don't come wearing a polo. Don't come wearing a shirt. Do you understand? Come looking good. If you need to pack your hair up. If you need to wear a wig. Just don't come looking untidy. Make sure that your clothes are ironed. The number one question most likely to be asked is, tell me about yourself. Now this question, when they ask you on a normal day, maybe your friend is asking you that question, tell me about yourself. You can rant, my name is Fejiro, and this and that and that. But when the employer asks you, tell me about yourself, I don't know if people just freeze. I don't know. Has anybody experienced that before? When the employer is asking you, tell me about yourself, and you're like, where do I start from now? My name is Lagbaja. I'm the firstborn of how many children? But that is not what the employer wants to know. When the employer asks you questions like, tell me about yourself, the employer is basically asking you, why do you think we should give you the job based on what you know and what you've done? So the employer wants to know your job experience. That's if you have job experience. And even if you're an intern, there's a way you can position yourself that will make you get jobs that are not necessarily for interns. So even if you don't have the experience for the job, you can look at your portfolio, the things that you've done. Even as an intern, that job experience that you think does not matter, it actually matters a lot. That job that they are paying you 25K for, that you think you are just slaving, that you're just wasting your time, trust me, you wouldn't know the value of that job until you go to your next job. And I'm talking from experience right now. Do you understand? So it's important that when they ask you questions like, tell me about yourself, start with your name. If your, what's it called now? Your first degree, your university degree, or your polytechnic degree, right? If it's relevant to that job field, talk about it. Do you understand? But if it is not, it's not a bad thing if you just leave it out. You get? Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to let the employer know that you are good for the job. So you talk about all the experience that are related to this job that you're trying to get. You would also talk about your degree if it is related to the job that you're trying to get. So for instance, if it's a customer support analyst role and I get there and the employer asks me questions like, tell me about yourself, I will definitely say things like, hello, my name is Fejiro. I've worked as a telesales representative in XYZ company, and I did that for a period of how many years? And what I did was I related with customer stakeholders. I did this, I did that. I answered about 50 calls daily, and that brought about a turnaround for my company of about so and so amount, right? So make sure that you get your facts right. Right now, I'm just stammering because I am not prepared for that interview. Do you understand? So ensure that you're prepared for this question, letting the employer know that you are actually the right person for that job. The next one is the number one most common mistake at the job interview is failing to ask for the job. So when they say that's all, you say, is that all? Okay, well, bye-bye. No. Ask for the job. Ask questions. I am notorious for this thing. When I go for jobs, and after the entire interview, I ask them questions like, do you think I'm good for the job? I always ask them questions, right? Do you think that I am the right person? From everything from our conversation, do you think I'm the right fit for the job? And they go around to ask me the question and say, what do you think? Do you think you're the right fit for the job? And I say things like, yes, I know I'm the right fit for the job because I have so and so experience. I have this, I have that. And I know for a fact that I would really, really like to get this job at the end of the day. You can even do an email after the entire interview to say, thank you so much for having me for the interview. I really had a great time. It would be really nice for me to really get this job. You know, word it properly and ensure that, you stand out from the crowd. So I'll just go to the next slide now. Are you learning anything? Are you learning anything? Okay. So there are some interview questions that you can ask. Don't let the interviewer ask you questions and go. You need to also ask questions. You too, you are a spec. Say, I am a spec. I am a spec. See, let me tell you something. If you don't know your worth and you don't know your value and you don't have self-confidence, you will keep going from organizations that don't value you to other organizations that don't value you, and then it becomes a chain and a circle and a circle. You understand? But when you know your worth, you know that you have questions to ask the organization. You want to be able to vet the organization to be sure that that is the organization you want to work with. Don't just work for any organization. So make sure you ask questions, right? So when they say, do you have any question for us? Your answer should always be yes. Your answer should always be great. So what does a typical work day look like for this job role? You want to be sure. Don't let them come and tell you. Don't let them come and bobo you and say, are you a hard worker? This job, we want you to really work hard. We'll pay you 20K every month. But you must know how to work, oh. You cannot work. Please leave. No. Ensure that you know what a typical day looks like for you. So that, in case you have something else, other commitments in your life. I mean, if you're a nursing mother, you have children, you need to ask this question so that you don't lose out on what is most important to you, because the truth is your family is more important than any job that comes your way. The second one is, what is the greatest challenge facing your team right now? Now, this question makes the employer know that you're not just interested in getting the job and getting the salary. You're also interested in the growth of that organization. And you're also interested in providing solutions to the problems that they're currently facing, right? So you need to ask questions like, what is the greatest challenge facing your team right now? Listen to them. Make sure that you've researched. It's even better if you've made your research. You know what they are going to say. And you'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I noticed that was a problem. But you know what I think you people can do about this, or what I can do when I join the team? Start talking like you're already part of the team. Do you understand? The next point is, how would you describe the corporate culture? Is it a place where everybody say, yes, sir, yes, ma, yes, sir, good morning, sir, Mr. Dele, Mr. Bambi, Mr. This, Mrs. Wu? Do you understand? You need to understand what is expected of you. Is it a place where people are allowed to insult each other? Is it a place where soft skills do not thrive? Where people do not communicate effectively? Where people say, go and sit down? Where, what I'm about to say now, I don't know if I should say it. Where the bosses send their subordinates to go and buy them amala. You need to know what the corporate culture looks like. The next point is, what do you look for in a member of your team? Do you understand? This question would also, the answer to this question will help you understand the kinds of people you'll be working with later on. Because you will know the criteria that was used in choosing them. You understand? So if they say things like, we look out for people who are team players, we look out for people who can take charge and control of their work, then it allows you to understand that you're not just going to be part of a team that is tired of the work. You are going to be a part of a team that understands what they're doing. They're doing it because they value what they're doing, and they're doing it because they are fulfilled doing it. The next point is, how long have you worked here? This is very important, though. This last point is very, very important. If the person says, I'm working here for 3 months, or if the person says, I'm working here for 3 months, and maybe the person mistakenly now chips in something like, even this my role, self. The people that have been on this role, they don't even last for more than 5 months on my role. In fact, people are just leaving the company anyhow. You need to run away, that company is not for you. Do you understand? So let me just go to the next slide. So before the interview, there's some things that you should do to ensure that you are prepared. I know I've mentioned a lot of do your research. So this is where they all came from. So the first thing is research and plan. Prepare for any questions that might come for that role. So for instance, if the role is for a youth engagement associate, maybe you're going to be engaging youth-focused organizations and all of that. Ensure that you look at the roles online. Google is your friend. Tell your friend, Google is your friend. Please, I want to hear it loud and clear. Google is your friend. So if you're applying for a job role, you think you can do the job, but you're not quite sure of what is expected of you. Or sometimes it happens that the job description is not, well articulated, or you don't really understand what is expected of you. You can Google that job role. Then when you Google the job role, you can then understand what the job is about. So that when questions come around, you understand what is expected of you. You understand how to answer them. And then there are some sites that go as far as detailing questions that can come for job roles. You can see some sites. You can Google questions, interview questions for a customer support role. Interview questions for an agronomist role. Google, right? Google is your best friend. The next thing is your CV. Prepare to explain any problematic aspects. The parts where you were fired in your previous job. Ensure that you have an explanation for that, right? An explanation that makes sense. If, the last time you worked was in 2014, and this job, you're applying for it right now in 2021, ensure that you have something to say about that, because they're going to ask you the question. If the job you're applying for is for a digital marketer, and the only kind of experience that you have on your CV is, what kind of job experience like this now? Is for maybe like an analyst, and you've been doing analysis work all your life. Right now, you want to do digital marketing. Please, how are they related? Because if I'm on that panel, I'm going to ask you questions, and you must be able to give me answers. And trust me, you can give really good answers. For this one I just talked about right now, when you are trying to apply for a digital marketing role, and all you have is analysis work, you get things like, I think I've learned as much as I can in this particular job role, and I'm looking to broaden my horizon. I'm also looking to understand what this, I'm drawn to this. I actually discovered right now that I'm passionate about digital marketing. And it's even helpful make sure you can do the job. Make sure you can prove to the employer that you can do the job. Don't freeze when they ask you questions, right? Think about it. It's better for you to waste time answering a question than for you to answer fast and answer stupidly. I don't know if anybody got that. Please, if you got that, raise up your hand. It's better for you to waste time answering a question than for you to answer fast and answer that question stupidly. Great. The next one is prepare your own questions. Like I said, always have questions for the employer. Have questions for them, Then the next one, choose your outfit. Pick your power suits that builds your confidence. Now, don't wear something that you're not comfortable in. Don't wear something that you have to keep dragging down, right? Don't wear something that you have to keep, moving up. And for the guys, don't sag. Do you understand? Don't sag. Try to look professional. So ensure that you speak slowly, clearly, so that your employer gets every single thing you're saying and can give you feedback. Good? Are we good? Okay. The next one is dress to impress. Don't overdo it, though. Don't overdo it. But ensure that you're dressed nicely. Ensure that you look attractive. I dare say it, yes. Ensure that you look attractive. Ensure that people want to speak to you when they see you, right? Ensure that, because the truth is, the employer has to like you. This is something that a lot of people don't like to agree with. But the truth is, the employer actually has to like you to give you a job in his organization. If he doesn't like you, if he thinks that you look too bossy, or you look drab, or you're not smart enough, some people will just say, this person is not smart. And you're wondering, but you've not even heard the person speak. Do you understand? But in the first 90 seconds, the employer has already said, I like this person, or I don't like this person. So let me go to the next slide. So common interview questions. So these are some of the questions that can come, during an interview. We already talked about tell me about yourself. So the next question is, what are your strengths? So when they say what are your strengths, make sure you are mentioning strengths that are relevant to that job that you're being interviewed for, right? So for my job role, you can say things like public speaking. You can say things like persuasion skills. Things like that. Those things will help you when you're talking about your strengths and help the employer know that you're good for the job. What is your weakness? This is very tricky. Some people will say, I don't have any weakness. That's foul. You understand? Because every single human being has weaknesses. This is not to disturb your self-confidence. It's just to let you know that every single person has what? Has weaknesses. But what will set you apart when you're talking about your weaknesses is you will talk about the things that you're doing to ensure that you're turning them into strengths or that they don't exist anymore. So you can say things like, one of my weaknesses is I can be very shy. But I've been taking public speaking courses on Coursera, and I'm also taking the Job and Self Skills training and learning effective communication and personal effectiveness, learning self-awareness, and understanding that being shy is not a problem, but I can walk my way out of being shy. So the next one is, why should we hire you? Like I said, you're selling yourself. Let me explain to you something. You are the product when you're coming into an interview. Your skills are part of the features of you as a product. Do you understand? Your skills are part of the features of you as a product. So you need to be able to do what? You need to be able to explain to them why they should hire you. You talk about your relevant skills. You talk about your relevant education. You talk about your relevant job experience. Every single thing that is relevant to that job, make sure that you do that here. This is where it's important that you sell yourself. You have 90 seconds to make a lasting impression on your employer. So make sure that you make it count. Why have you been unemployed for such a long time? Why did you leave your last job? Like I mentioned, I think I've spoken about this before. How long will you expect to work with us if hired? Let me not talk about that. So you talk about how long you expect to work with them if you're hired, and ensure that when you're talking about this, you capture career growth so that they know that you're not coming to just be on that role for a very long time. Do you understand? Ensure that you capture career growth when you're talking about this. Then the next one is, how long will you expect to work with us if hired? No, I think we've talked about that. Describe your teamwork style. Let them know that you're a team player. Every organization is looking for team players because organizations are made up of people. What did I say? Organizations are made up of what? Organizations are made up of what? You need to be able to understand that organizations are made up of people. You cannot exist on your own. Even if you don't work in a team, you indirectly work in a team because you might have a boss, you might have subordinates. At the end of the day, you have to work with people. You have to be able to manage people, and you have to be able to understand that teamwork is extremely important. So make sure you capture that when they ask you questions like describe your teamwork style. Let them know that you like working in teams. Let them know that you allow people thrive. You listen to other people's ideas. You don't have any problem with sharing yours. You don't have any problem with getting feedback. So when somebody says, when you share your idea, and somebody says, okay, so that idea is great, but I think this would be better. You will not go and say, what do you mean by that? Is it because I'm here? Do you know who I am? Do you know who my daddy is? Do you know where I've gone to? Do you know how many degrees I have? No. Ensure that you are what? A team player. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Let them know in this answer. You're going to let them know that in the next 5 years, you do not see yourself where you are now. So you talk about your career, what you expect of yourself, your career progression. Don't go and tell them next 5 years, I want to be the CEO of this company. Don't tell them that the next 5 years, I want to be the managing director of this company. Even if that would happen, don't tell them there. Don't tell them there and then. Right? But let them know that you want to progress, that you're particular about growth, right? Because you actually need to be particular about growth. You need to ensure that you're particular about growth. What irritates you or could irritate you about your coworker? Yeah, so you talk about the things that might irritate you about your coworker. Make sure that they are relevant things. Don't say when my coworker is picking her nose. That's that's not, So you can say things like, I don't like working with people who are very inefficient, who do not like getting their jobs done, and all of that. So tell me about your ability to work under pressure. Let's just go to the next slide. You want me to talk about it? Do you want me to talk about it? Ability to work under pressure. So when they ask you questions like, what's your ability to work under pressure? Ensure that's where you need to know what the job role is about, first of all. Know exactly what is expected of you from that job role. So when they ask you, what's your ability to work under pressure? Ask them back. You can actually ask them back. So I don't understand. So what do you think might be a cause of pressure for me on this job role? Do you understand? In that case, you have boxed them. They want to box. So don't come and start saying, oh, I can work under pressure. Because you are signing up for something that you are not sure of. So ask them questions like, what do you mean by my ability to work under pressure? What are the things in this role that might pressure me in the long run that I don't know about yet? Let them answer. Is that clear? So that's a very diplomatic way to answer that question. So the next slide is, remember, the most successful candidates are those who can relay facts and success stories in a positive and enthusiastic way. Make sure that you have great storytelling skills. Talk about your experiences. Talk about the things that make you different from the other person. I mean, if you ask me about my experiences right now, I know that I'm not the best in the room, but I know that my experiences are unique to me. And I am so self-confident about them that I can talk about my stories anywhere I go, right? So ensure that you tell your stories fantastically. And because the truth is, it's not the person that is most experienced that get the job at the end of the day. It's not the person that has the most degrees in their portfolio that gets the job at the end of the day. It's not the smartest person in the room that gets the job at the end of the day. It's the person who knows themselves and can actually let people understand that they know themselves, they know their worth, and let people see their worth. Does that make any sense? Now let's go to salary negotiation. I think I've taken a lot of time already. Please let me know when I've taken time, when I have maybe like 20 minutes or so. Yes, so salary negotiation. I'm going to go very fast. Guide to salary negotiation. Now, if you're an intern here, please, just listen to this for later. You don't need it now. Because if you're an intern, you're not coming to negotiate salary. The company is helping you, let's be honest. Because you don't have any experience and you're going to learn from that company. So for that very first year, or very first 2 years of your job, of your career, ensure that you're spending that time learning as much as you can learn. Make sure that those 2 years are your years of learning. They're not your years of making money. Let me be honest with you. Hello? If you're an intern or you're just starting your career, an entry-level person, you don't have anything to offer anybody. So you cannot come and say, yes, you are self-confident. You can say that you can learn anything you want to learn. But honestly speaking, you're not supposed to be negotiating salary. You're just supposed to learn whatever it is you need to learn. I'm sure a lot of people don't like me again because of what I just said, but okay. Guide to salary negotiation. Yeah, so it's there. It's important to note that there are some jobs where salary negotiation is not appropriate. Entry level and graduate training positions, these positions come with fixed salaries. But trust me, after you learn, after those 2 years of learning, of being in the trenches, and you come out, and you go for another job interview, and they want to pay you maybe like 400, 500K. You can talk and you can say, yes, I've done this, I've done that. I'm not talking about people that went to buy amala for their bosses. People that actually let the work. Do you understand? You can come out and say, yes, I have this skill. I know how to use Excel perfectly. I have persuasive skills. I know how to do this. I have time management skills. I worked this place. I worked with that place. I joined this also team. So wherever it is you're interning, Make sure that you are showing relevance. Make sure that you are meeting people who are doing big things and you're learning under them. Okay? Okay. So how to approach a salary negotiation? Make sure that you're confident. Don't say, then they ask you, what do you want? Oh, ₦1 million. But if it's 250 that you can give me, no problem. But me, I know that my skill is ₦1 million skill. But if it's 100K self, I don't mind. No, be confident about what you want and, know exactly what it is that you want. Make research. So know how much does that job role? What's the average salary for that job role? Check Google. Thank you. Check Google. Okay. Check Google. Ask yourself difficult questions. Understand that there's a whole package. There is net, there is gross. When they say they want to pay you ₦1 million in the entire year, calculate it. How much is that in a month? ₦1 million. Hey, that's big money. But when you calculate it in months, you understand that the money is not plenty. Okay? Then be calm. Don't come gra-gra. Understand what you want to do, what you want to say, and do it properly. Next slide. Mistakes to avoid in salary negotiation. Make sure you're prepared. Consider the economy or industry timing. Don't bluff. Like I said, see the whole package. Act like a professional that your resume portrays. Personal presentation. Personal presentation means the way you present yourself in everyday situations and more stressful ones like job interviews. How you appear to the world can have a major impact on your ability to get a job, right? So how do you look? How confident are you? How are you dressed? How is your hair made? All of these things are part of your personal presentation. So how to present yourself? Like I think I said, fake it till you make it. So even if you're not feeling, when I came here today, I was actually very shy. I'm actually a very shy person. I might not look like it, but I'm a very shy person. But, continue telling yourself, you are that girl. You are the star girl. Nobody's bigger than you. You know what you're doing. You know your stuff. And you're going to show relevance. Then the next one, tell yourself you are confident, and you might soon find that you are. Start by looking into the sort of clothes people wear in your chosen industry. Then next one, for an interview, it's good to wear a slightly smarter version of this. If in doubt, wear a suit or trousers, skirt and blouse, or a smart top for an interview. Next slide is, what is self-confidence? The belief that success is possible. Like I said, be self-confident. That's a big part of your personal, what's it called now? Your personal look or your personal effectiveness. So ensure that you look confident. And trust me, people are not born self-confident. People actively learn how to be self-confident. That's why it's a skill, right? So if you're not self-confident right now, don't be worried. Know that it's something that can be learned. If you want to learn and you've not taken the soft skills training, go and take the soft skills training. Types of self-confidence, low self-confidence, overcoming. I've talked about this already. So your appearance matters, right? Your grooming and your attire matters. Ensure that your clothes are ironed. Don't come with wrinkled shirts to an interview. Don't come with wrinkled stuff to an interview. Do not smell of cigarette, alcohol. Don't smell of overpowering. Want to know that when you pass like this, everybody's looking at you. That what did this person wear? Is it Chanel? So if you have facial hair, you have baby, please groom it properly. Don't let it look messy. It's not a problem if you have, facial hair, but make sure that it's properly groomed and it looks pleasant to the eye. Showing you have good personal presentation is as simple as turning up on time, dressing professionally and appropriately, and appearing confident and enthusiastic about the role. I'm trying to rush because I'm already out of time. So like I said, the best candidate on paper can lose a job to a less experienced candidate. For the jobs that you've gotten, I'm sure that you're not the best candidates according to what was on your CV, but you're the best candidate according to what you said, according to the stories that you told about yourself, and according to the value that you were able to let the employer know that you could bring to the table. The next one is you're the best candidate for a job, not because you're the smartest, but because you're always prepared to present your best self at a successful interview. The good news, interviewing is a skill that you can learn, read up on interviews, how to prepare for interviews, much more than what I've done here. You can ask questions. You can ask myself questions. My colleague was sitting down here. You can ask him questions. You can ask us for our LinkedIn. You can take the Jobberman Soft Skills training and ensure that you're the best at all the interviews that you go to. Thank you. So before I leave, right, I just want you to take down these 3 questions. From everything I've said, what will you stop doing? What will you continue to do? And what will you start doing? Thank you so much.
So we still need to work together. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to entertain 3 questions. Okay, 3 questions. So you have question. Can I see an indication? Okay, that's 1. So you just come up here. All right. Who is taking number 2? Am I shouting accordingly? All right. All right, who is taking number 2? So this is the only young man that has questions. So come up. Thank you. Okay, if you have a question, just begin to come forward. So you go straight to your question.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Ma, for the presentation. Just for clarity, while you came up, you showed us a certificate. I just want to know, before taking this training, this Young African Works, I saw the soft skill training on Facebook, which I did, and then I received the certificate. Then during the course of this training, we were recommended to do the soft skills training, which I did. Now, I need a clarity. I haven't done that. I still kept on receiving message from Jobberman that I should complete the soft skills training. So I don't know, is that valid or is out of point? Meanwhile, I have 2 certificates, that same one. 2 certificates indicating different dates. So I just want to be sure and for clarity. No, one time.
How did you get the separate certificates?
It was through this training we were recommended via email.
Right now? This one?
Yes, this training.
By email?
Yeah, during the course of this training, yeah.
So I want to say something so that every other person can hear it. Thank you so much for your question. Yes, so this is a problem that we're having, is a recurring problem. So here's the thing. If you're going to be taking the training, make sure that you're taking the training from one source. So you're taking the training as intent from IITA. You're not taking it from Facebook. So even if you see the ad on Facebook, it's not for you. It's for people on Facebook that might have interest in the training and want to take the training. Because truth be told, we want to train 5 million Nigerian youths in 5 years. We started last year, and we'll continue to do it, right? But under the partnership between Jobberman and IITA, you're recommended to take the training by the link that was sent to you through Jobberman, not on Facebook. So please, if you see any email saying take the training and you've already taken the training, you know in your heart that you have taken the training. Please don't take it anymore. Is that fine? I don't know if I've answered that question. Did I answer your question? Any other question?
Thanks so much, Mr. Ejire. My question is, there was one you actually left behind. That was the question on how long would you stay if you actually hired you? That is one. But I want to reiterate back again. What if in a situation where you have, especially a country like Nigeria today, like fresh graduates, and let's say 3-year-old graduates, 3 years old graduates around you. And statistically, we have the ratio of male to female, which there has been so much challenges among the graduates now. Like you are, as the general graduates, as the whole total graduates we have, and they are both vying for the same post or job. On the day of interview, And you notice that the people you have around you, you have more ladies than the guys. And you know definitely your predecessors have been facing the same thing. What do such applicants do?
Try to understand the question.
Now, for instance, let's be practical. Yeah. Let's say, for instance, you have 10 applicants. And before you, you know, statistically, you are seeing, let's say, 4 ladies and 6 guys. Definitely, I don't know, I've been there. So I'd like you to just make a kind of, like, as an individual, or like a fresh graduate, and that of a 5 years old graduate. So what is the chance of, trying to like make it open that you have this, I don't know how to put it, like you have this thing, like, okay, you have this job, but you have the experience already. Just to make sure that you are keen in for the job, like definitely be one of the first 3. And how long will you stay? Will you stay when you are being hired? I've been asked that question before. So I would like to double check on that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that question. I'm not sure I understand the question correctly, but I will try to answer the way I've heard it. So you're saying that in situations where there are a lot of people vying for a job, how do you stand out? I mean, that's everything I've been explaining since. I've been telling you how to stand out. I've been telling you that, you have to present yourself properly. I've also been saying things along the lines of you need to also know your worth. Come into the interview, because everybody there, most of them there don't think they will get the job. So be the different person. Be the one person that believes, today I'm going to get this job. Do you understand? And don't just know it for yourself. Be able to communicate that. Like I said, effective communication is not when you're just speaking to somebody, but when somebody actually understands what you're saying and gives you feedback. So that value that you think that you can offer that company, ensure that you communicate it to the company in such a way that they understand you and they see you the way you see yourself. So it's a chain, right? It's a chain reaction. So you already think you're self-confident. You already know yourself. You don't think. You know you are self-confident. You already know that you have what it takes to get the job done. You already know that you have the experience, that you have everything it takes to get that job done, right? So now it is up to you to communicate that to the employer. Nobody will do it for you. So if you've not been getting the job, it's basically because you've not been able to communicate your value to whatever employer it is you've been sitting down in front of. So much more than anything, ensure that you are communicating your value everywhere it is that you go. And I don't think I mentioned, but your interview doesn't necessarily be the one that you're invited to. It could be, your interview could be in somebody's LinkedIn, LinkedIn DM. Your interview could be right here, right now. You could meet somebody right here, right now and say, hi, my name is this. This is what I currently do. And you don't know, but maybe the person has an opening. Because I know for a fact that there are a lot of employers that are looking for how to close openings in their companies. There are a lot of Jobberman right now, they're on our necks. We cannot close, we've not found somebody that is good enough for this role. So it is up to you. If you don't have the relevant skills, there is Coursera. Go there. Take short courses. Do you understand? Link up with people that are in that space that you want to play in. Meet people. Go to events. Go for events like this one. Then talk to people. Don't just stay by yourself. Eat and go. Some people are here for the rice. Please don't just eat rice. Look for people around that look like people that can help you get to where it is that you want to be. You have to do more than the barest minimum. Everybody is doing the same thing. If you do the same thing as everybody is doing, you will get the same results. But when you take that step to stand out of the crowd and show that you have more value than every other person in the room, that is what will make the difference, and that's what will push you up. Did I answer your question? Gender discrimination. That doesn't matter. There's nothing like gender discrimination. I mean, for the companies that we hire for, and for Jobberman, I don't think there's anything like gender discrimination. How long do you want to stay? Okay, so when they ask you questions like how long do you want to stay in this organization after you've been hired, ensure that you are not telling them what they want to hear. It should come from what you want for yourself. So you already have your 5 years plan, you already have your 10 years plan, and you let them know exactly what it is that you want to do, but ensure that you don't tell them that you will leave after 1 year or after 2 years. I don't know if that answers your question.
Come on, put your hands together for Fejiro. That was so thunderous, I tell you. She keeps saying you need to let them know you have what it takes to get the job done. And she has all it took to get this job done. So please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Fejiro from Maman for such an explosive exposition on how to attend interviews and present yourself actively. Well, at this point in time, we will take a brief presentation from an organization called Opolo Global Innovation Limited. All right, to get that done, I'm going to make welcome a very important personality in our midst, whose name is Deji. He's a well-known local and international researcher with more than 15 widely and published articles across the globe. This guy is well-known in the technology sphere as far as smart agriculture is concerned. So I want you to welcome Deji. Ajeni, put your hands together for Deji. As he comes, he will take us in the next 2 minutes on a very powerful presentation. And I know you will learn 1 or 2 things. I don't think you've put your hands together for Deji. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hi. Thank you for the response. The name of the company is Opolo, not Opolo. Yeah, it's Opolo Global Innovation Limited. And the word Opolo, we have Yoruba people here, right? And Opolo means brain. That means every possibility starts from the brain. This event so far, we've talked about the current finance model as regards agriculture. We've also talked about youth entrepreneurship. And just now, we also talked about employability and negotiation. Something is missing, and that's our characteristics as digital natives, and that is the technology. So on this platform, we have a slide. So on this platform, I'll just briefly run through how we can benefit from technology as agripreneur and some other aspects. So what do we do in Opolo? Basically, what we do is we bring together innovators, startups, entrepreneurs to provide solutions to societal challenges. And most times we also look at issues raised by the SDGs, which agriculture is vital elements of that. So Opolo serves as a beacon to innovators. And part of what we also do is we provide the platform for these innovators to thrive. Aside from that, we also provide advisory, business, and enterprise support. And we also provide the legal services to them, as well as funding. We also seek for funding to scale their ideas and innovations. So what's our vision? The vision is to turn the ideas into high-value commercial assets for impact and benefits for the society. And the mission is to accelerate the growth of these ideas to create opportunities through innovation, collaboration, and engagement to foster human happiness. So what do we do? Basically, these are few items from what we do. We look at insurtech, we look at the fintech, we look at the agri-tech, which is relevant to this gathering. We look at the ID tech, that's biometrics, We also look at the legal tech and educational technology. So to us here, agri-tech, yeah, you can be a farmer, you can have a large expanse of land, but everyone don't have access to that. But there's something you can do with your phones, with your computers, and that is you can provide solutions to issues, to problems that's associated with agriculture. In fact, the funny thing is, at the simplest term, as an agripreneur, you can become a digital marketer, basically targeted the niche of agriculture. That's one. Another aspect you can do, even without having a farm, you can also be a social, a digital solution developer in terms of creating platforms for people outside your environment to have access to what is happening in your environment. We've seen that everywhere. We have the platforms like the Facebook. You can have something like that. Also, for us, what are the things we take you through? We have programs where we expose our cohorts to different levels of technology programs, which is not only on web development. We are also looking at the new area, because we are moving towards the 5th industrial revolution now, and part of what we are looking at is how do we integrate Internet of Things, how do we integrate artificial intelligence, how do we integrate blockchain technology itself into agriculture. And to us here, we have a solution that we have developed, FarmSpeak technology. Please, I want you to show something today. So what does this technology does? It's based on an Internet of Things technology. Please, can you just show? So what it does basically is to provide, thank you, it takes readings. This particular technology is for the poultry. It takes readings of temperature, it takes readings of, would you want to?
So it takes reading of the temperature, the relative humidity, and the air quality in the poultry house, and it's going to relate it to the farmer in real time. So whether the farmer is on the farm or not, he can know what is going on his farm, temperature-wise and relative humidity-wise. And also we have add-ons that the farmer can get, and he can turn on the heating system and turn it off from anywhere he is without being on the farm physically.
That's how good technology can do for us. So we are telling you that if you don't have that land, you can also become an agri-technipreneur. Please, let me run through another slide. This is brief, it's painful. So, aside from this, the next generation that we are looking at, we talked about the 5th industrial generation, and what are the skills that are required for you to survive in that revolution, that era. I've identified 4 major skills: the cognitive skills, that's your ability to think logically. The time management skills too is important. Your interpersonal and intrapersonal skills, which also include your negotiation ability, just as Joberman has highlighted earlier. Your collaboration skills too is very important. Thirdly, we also look at your self-leadership skills, and that is part of your integrity. It's also very important for you to survive in the next era that we are looking at. Lastly, the digital skills. The digital skills is important just as the food you take in. It is very important. And part of it is the cyber security, your ability to use different software, and your ability to also develop this software real time. To move forward, thank you, sir. Okay. To move forward, Okpolo Global Innovation has extended to Osun State. And right now, and you know very well that Osun State is one of the states that has that is ranking among the lists of the states in Nigeria with as regards agriculture. So for us in Okpolo Global Innovation, we have extended, and we are establishing rural innovation centers and also the city innovation center, innovation hubs across the state. To move aside from that, we are also looking at organizing an innovation summit, which will be coming up later in August. And this platform, everyone here would be sent some information as regards this. We are looking forward to seeing your face. Yeah, this is how. So, like I mentioned, the next thing as agriculture is to move to the smart farming and look at agriculture as a business and also look at it as a service. We've seen the farm speak technology. And aside from that, we also have one of our other cohorts, that is agro rights. This is what they do. The platform is basically for commodity trading, the food processing. They also look at the aggregation. They also look at agri-technology and consultancy, and also look at insurance. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for this highly professionalized presentation on technology. I said you should put your hands together. Somebody just clapped too, and a lot have been said. Resourceful presentation, to be very, very particular. Okay, now we will welcome Ms. Fejiro. You will come up. We just want to do a live, how will I call it? I think most importantly, the right expression for that will be role play. We just want to see how an interview looks like, and possibly we may see situations that might help us in practical coincidences that we may face later. All right? So you put your hands together for Ms. Fejiro. She will come up on board, and we will need volunteer. One person to volunteer, please. We want to have a role play. So we need a volunteer. You want to... okay, are you donating yourself? All right, please come on board. Put your hands together for that young man. He's very smart. Yes. All right, thank you. So we will need the microphones, right? Okay, all right, good. All right, so good. So we have the stage to ourselves. He's a volunteer, so he's going to be, we can make available mics. So this is one. Yes, please.
So is it, please stand up.
Sorry. Don't worry, just play your role.
No, he's standing in front of us. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Please have a seat.
All right, thank you, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm very fine. And you, sir?
All right. Thank you for coming around for the interview.
Thank you, sir.
Can you talk about yourself? My name is Bayo, and I have with me my colleague.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
So, talk about yourself.
Okay, my name is Fajin Biselamde. I'm an agricultural enthusiast. I'm a graduate of fisheries technology. I'm passionate about agriculture. I come from a lineage of agriculturists, agribusiness farmers, not just farmers. So I believe I'm actually in the right career path because I already was in love with agric even before I went to school. JAM didn't give me agric. I chose agric. I love farming. I love nature. I'm conservative. So I love to see things grow. So I believe coming into your team would be a great thing because I would love to see the company grow from production to sale and marketing, sir.
All right. Thank you for that submission. I hear you that you're passionate about agriculture, but
Yes, sir.
I would also like to hear from you. What are the skills that you have learned over the period of time that makes you qualified for this job, bro?
When you talk skills, right from a young age, I've been taught to be intelligent and smart, and I believe that's a skill. I've been taught to be personally aware of what I want. So now when I went to school, I've been taught on how to relate with people, how to be a good coursemate, how to be a good roommate, and I guess that is interpersonal relationship skill. I learned that in school. After graduating, I was made to go. I went through NYSC, and during my 21 days in service camp, it was beautiful. So I learned the skill of how would I put it now? Submission and service to how would I put it? Is it to the environment or to people that are around me. After finishing service, I was posted to a school. Yes, that was I think in that frame of time, I learned how to be a leader, how to be a teacher, how to be a mentor, and how to be a coach. So going through all those processes, I believe I've learned emotional intelligence skill, interpersonal skill, leadership skill, personal development skill.
I think I'm fine with your responses, but however, we have actually met a couple of persons, candidates who are so very good at this. So why do you then think we should hire you out of those several people that we have met who are also good in this field?
Okay. Okay, this I would just give the company an opportunity to know the kind of person I am. I won't tell you I work for free for 3 months, but I would work with as low as the company just feeding me and providing my transport fare to show you what I can do for the company. And after which I believe any amount I decide to charge or any amount, or you'd see the difference.
Hello, please, one house. When you talk, it is generally known that talk is cheap. It is critical that we listen to this. This is practical. You get what I'm saying? So that you can learn. Please listen.
Yes, sir. So I've worked with different firms and farms mostly. I've worked in farms, and I believe when you show your worth, that's the best form of value showcase. Talk is cheap, like you said, sir. Sorry to
Okay, that's fine. So
right,
I want to rephrase this question.
All right, sir.
So what will be your value add on the first 3 months on the job?
Okay. Now, the company, I believe, is into the production of groundnut oil, and we have different major competitors in the market. Now, there's something I also noticed. People are scared of using groundnut oil because they believe it has an effect on the heart. So I would through my own personal relationship over the years with other research institutes, because I was able to get involved with the research institute, try to see if we can come in collaboration with them and produce an oil that is more beneficial, that we can tell people who don't affect their health.
Okay, thank you so much. So in order not to bore everybody here, so I just want to pinpoint certain things that I expect from you.
Right,
Listening to you, there's number one thing that's very critical. Obviously, you speak well.
Thank you, sir.
Right? Do you agree with me? You speak
sir.
so well, and you have that confidence, right?
Thank you, sir.
I give it to you. But it is not enough. So when you started, I will take it from when you started, and I asked about the skill set. You said you were taught how to be intelligent. Did you mention something like that?
Yes, sir.
So I want to throw this open to everybody. Can you be taught how to be intelligent? You might definitely want to check that out to be sure you get. And you might want to be very careful when you're talking about you are intelligent, because I think you'll be able to exhibit whether you are intelligent or not when you're responding to questions. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That's number one. I think I also asked you that we met with a couple of persons who are also very good at the job.
Yes,
So what are the things you want to tell me to say to me that, okay, you are the best among them? You were not able to do that. So it's an avenue for you to sell yourself as an individual. You spoke about skill sets. In the process of selling yourself too, it is critical that you speak about your skill sets, what you have learned. And I also ask about what will be your value add in the first 20 or 30 days on the job. So for the fact that you have been doing this before, right?
Yes, sir.
Number one value you are adding to every organization, if you have hands-on experience, is experience, right? You might have one or two things to add. So number one thing you are adding is experience. There are some things they regard to be soft skills, some are hard skills. So if you're coming on board, no matter what it is, she spoke about the fact that if you are going into an organization, you want to join an organization, you'll be working with a team. Interpersonal skills is very critical in relating with other people. Together we can achieve a lot. Being emotional intelligent, understanding your emotion and other people's emotion. So you come from there. The skills you have learned over the years makes you stand out. If you're a self-motivated person, nobody needs to motivate you, because you find yourself in organizations sometimes and you are not motivated. And the truth is that some organizations, they can't fully motivate you. If you are not an internally motivated individual, you get,
Yes, sir.
you might be actively disengaged because they cannot satisfy you 100%. Can you satisfy a human being?
No.
Of course you can't satisfy a human being. You get what I'm saying? So all of these skills are things I expect you to say in saying that, in convincing me that you are the best fit for this job, bro. And aside that, when you are interviewing an individual, there's level of energy, certain level of energy that's expected of you to show to me that you are truly interested. Willingness is key, right? Some people want to work because they don't want to sit down at home. Oh, that is why I'm coming for this interview, because I don't want to sit down at home. At the end of the day, you notice that if you correct them on anything, they'll be like, what is it? After all, I don't really need a job. I just left the house just to come because I don't want to be bored. You get, so the willingness and being into what you're saying. It is not, sometimes it's not what you say, but it is how you say it.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
If you are into it, like you want to really convince me. So the moment I ask you that, we've met with a couple of persons to tell you that it's very competitive, and now you want to convince me, you might sit again to say that, really, I'm ready to convince you. I've done A, B, C, D. I have this, I have that. And you don't oversay it, because I might then ask you that, give me an epitomized scenario where you have been able to exhibit all of the skill sets. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So it is critical. Sometimes you don't have so much to say, but the action you put into it. And at a point, obviously, when you were struggling to answer some questions, it was so obvious. You get, don't say too much. If you don't have enough to say, just cut it so that I'll be able to ask you other questions. But I must give it to you that you have that confidence and you have good command of English, which is critical. Yes, thank you so much. Do you have one or two things to say?
Yes, so I think I would just add that, yes, like you said, you have great command of English and all of that, but I was quite distracted by what you're chewing. So I don't know what it is that you're chewing, and then you were not making eye contact as you should. See, all of this combined to make you look passionate. So communication is not just made up of what you're saying. What you're saying, I think what you're saying is about 30% of your communication. How you're saying it, your tone of voice, and how you are, what's it called now? How you are gesticulating, moving your hands, and all of that will make us see you as likable or not likable. So you didn't do all of that. So I'm sure that in your next interview, these things, you will work on them and ensure that. Then just to add, for the last thing I would like to say, you mentioned something about a different kind of oil. You were sharing your idea at the end. But because you were not passionate about how you're saying it, I don't think anybody heard when he was saying something about groundnut oil, making a type of groundnut oil that can, be used and cannot affect the heart. I don't know, something like that. But it was interesting. I caught it because I was listening to you, right? But next time, be more passionate about what you're saying. And next time, don't just put the idea out there. Catch their interest by using phrases like, I have some ideas that, I know if implemented can increase your turnover rate or something like that. Is that good?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
ma'am.
much for your
Thank you very
time.
much, ma'am. Thank you very much, sir.
The next person, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Celebrate the young man. He was partially employed. All right. Let's take a lady, a bold one for gender equity. Please, let's have a lady who volunteer. I can come and vote you if you don't produce one. Yeah, thank you. Someone, can you come up? Put your hands together for someone. Who is the someone that is refusing to a match? Okay, Sheya, I will give you the liberty to select at random. Anybody that you feel good with, you just bring that person forward. Thank you. She's there. Her name is someone. So let's give some minute for someone to come on board. This might be an experience that will change a lot of lives. I think I encourage you to be a very good volunteer, right? A good volunteer, because what you are doing today can go a long way in helping yourself and others. And this will boost your confidence, you know. Put your hands together for the lawyer in our midst. Yeah, put your hands together for the lawyer in our midst. Very good. I was already thinking of calling you on board. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so good. You are confusing the data.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing? Please have a seat.
Thank you so much.
Bayo is my name, and I have my colleague with me.
My name is Fejiro.
Okay. My name is Patience.
How are you this afternoon?
Very well, sir.
I'm sure you know why you are here.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so can you please do a brief introduction of yourself?
Okay. My name is Patience Onye. I'm a graduate of University of Nigeria. And then I'm here for...
Hello, please hold on. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. This is to bring to your notice that interview is not rocket science. The reason why you're invited is to get the best from you. If we hear a lot from you, we'll be able to form an opinion to be sure whether you're fit for this role or not. So calm down for Jesus. Right. Do you need water? Okay, so when you're ready, you can start.
Okay. So my name is Patience Emeribe. I graduated from University of Nigeria. I studied human resource. Okay, so I'm here for the role of customer service. I saw your interview on Jobberman, and then I applied for it. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, so can you run us through your job experience?
Okay, so I've worked in a couple of places. In 2014, I worked with Medview Global Service as a customer care representative. And then I did a couple of things. In fact, that year, I was awarded the best staff of the year because there was a whole lot of successes through during my year with them. So in 2016, I worked with Nados Technologies as a customer care representative / brand representative. There, I was more of a marketer. I sealed so many deals with the Nados Tech. I was working with so many other industries, pharmatechs, industries, so many industries. And then my last job role was in 2020, where I worked with Access Bank as customer service. And then that's what it has been till now. Thank you.
So this job role, would you say it is an opportunity or it is a passion?
For me, it's a passion because personally, I like interacting with people. As a hobby, one of my hobbies, I think one of my hobbies is really interacting with people, gisting with people, communicating, making new friends, meeting people. That is my hobby. So I took it up as a passion. I studied it in school, and I have so many experience in it. So for me, it's what I'm being called to.
So have you ever managed an irate customer?
Sorry?
Have you ever managed an angry customer? You're a customer service person, so there's every possibility that you've encountered an irate customer. Tell us about it, what you did, and what was the result.
Okay, for me, I think the remedy to handling an angry customer is approach.
No, I mean, have you experienced it? Have you
so many-
managed? So tell us about one of
Give
them.
us a scenario.
Okay, as a customer service in a bank, I told you I worked with Access Bank in 2019. So as a customer representative or customer service person, okay, there was this person that came to the bank, and then I think he paid in 2 million naira to the bank, and he hadn't gotten alert for like a week. It was a defect from the banking system, like from the account manager. I think there was a problem with it. So he just came to the bank and he was shouting. And then, fortunately, I was the one on the customer service desk. So I told them to bring him to my table. When they brought him, he kept on talking, shouting, and then the whole banking hall there was so much pandemonium in the whole banking hall. So what I did was that I offered him a drink. That was like the wrongest thing to do at that point in time. So he was like, wow, why would I give him a drink when I'm supposed to be solving his problem? I told him, sir, I noticed he was an Igbo man. So I started speaking Igbo to him. And then he was like, oh, one name, you speak the same language. That was how we became friends. And then from there, I calmed him down. From there, I told him to just give us like 1 hour. Then I went to meet the account officer, and we solved this problem, and he was good.
That was impressive. So excellent customer service. What does it mean to you?
For me, you can actually have a very good product, and then if you have a wrong customer approach or customer service, nobody will buy your product. That's the way I see customer service. But then you can have a very bad product, but the way you present it to the market, the way you present it to people would actually determine whether people will patronize you or not. So for me, the face to any brand is customer service.
Is that explanation to excellent customer service?
Yes, sir. So I feel excellent customer service is just it for any business.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So we have actually met with a lot of persons with more experience, and for this role we are considering just one person. So why should we then hire you?
Okay. I know and I believe that I am the square peg for the square hole, sir. Because, like I said earlier, I'm not doing this job. I'm not planning on getting this job because I actually need a job or because I don't have a job presently, but because I have a passion for customer service. And I see this as a plus to my career. And then I know that I'm going to give in my best to this job opening, because I will give in the extra I have to offer. I will give in my skills, both the soft skills I have. I'll give in my initiative. I'll give in my experience, because I've garnered a lot of experience from other places. So, sir, I don't think there's a better candidate that can actually fit into this position, if not me, sir.
Can you please appreciate her? So at this juncture, I do not have any question for you, but just feedback. Obviously, I give it to you very articulate, on point. However, so I will start from when you were trying to explain what excellent customer service is all about. So to me, and I start to be corrected, but I just feel this is what it should be. Excellent customer service is not servicing the customer alone. It's the ability to go beyond satisfying customer, wowing customer. For every customer you are able to wow and you go beyond, their expectation, they will be happy, they will tell people about it, and there will be a repeat business. So for every individual you are able to wow, without paying them, they are marketing for you out there that if you go there, they value customers. So to me, that is what excellent customer service is all about. That is one. Two, the way you were able to justify the fact that you are the best fit for this job, bro, actually wowed me a bit. But of course, I would expect that you say more of your skill set too. You get experience is number one thing that no matter what you get, you have to talk about it. But sometimes you might want to add your skill set. But if I'm to rate you, I'll give you 80%. Thank you so much. My colleague will surely have one or two things to say.
Okay, I don't have a lot of things to say. I'll just like to commend your confidence. I know in the beginning you were a big G3 and all of that, but then you picked up, and when he asked you questions along the lines of why do you think you're good for the job, I mean, you killed that question, to be honest. So yeah, I just commend you for that.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. But it's just to add that I want everybody here, I mean young graduates, to have this thing. All my life, I've been doing recruitment for a long period of time. And the only thing I noticed is that for the fact that I'm interviewing you does not mean that I am better than you. I'm just privileged to be the one interviewing you. We all attend the same university. We are all graduates. We are all in the same Nigeria. We are given same opportunities. Why are you then frigid in front of me, human being like you? So it baffles me when they hear the word, they are reading. When they get to interview, they are reading. What is it? You are not an island and I don't expect you to know everything. There are better ways to say that, you know what, I don't know this thing. I've been asked a question before and I said, you know what, I do not have an answer to this. But I'll make sure that as soon as I leave here, I will read about it. And next time I'm asked this question, I'll provide answers. Take me in front of Obama today, I will talk. He's human. And you are going for an interview. The only thing is that dress well. If you're able to dress well and you get to the interview, that dressing well gives you confidence. It's just a conversation. The word interview frigid us in this country. Today, I say to you that interview is not rocket science. It's just a chat between two persons. If they like, there should be 500. They'll ask you a question and you answer. I've never seen a place where an individual will go for an interview and they will kill you there. What is it? IS is, sorry, we can't hire you. And it is not the best job. There are better jobs out there. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that you are going for an interview, calm down for Jesus. Don't be afraid of human being like you. If you are confident of yourself that this job, you'll get it. If they don't take you, doesn't mean you can't get better jobs out there. So why are you then afraid? So thank you so much for listening. Going forward, get prepared for the interview, but believe that that person is not better than you. That's just it. Thank you so much for listening.
Put your hands together for that powerful ministration. I tell you, that is so powerful. Yeah. Yes. And I know that our confidence have been re-engineered. Good. Then one addition, now you know most interviews will be on Zoom. So please put your makeup very well and produce quality smile. So that you'll be able to stand a very good audience. Now at this point, I want you to make welcome the training coordinator for the for the iYouth, Innovative Youth in Agriculture Project in Nigeria, in the person of Miss Evelyn Ohanwusi. She will be coming on to this podium to tell us what the next action line will be. So put your hands together for Miss Evelyn. Well, I don't like that. Put your hands together for Miss Evelyn. Better you're not clapping for Miss Evelyn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I think you guys should clap for Zacchaeus. He has engaged us for the past 2 days, and he has done very well. So, good afternoon, everyone. Do we still have our trainees here? Well, today was very great. Am I right? I really enjoyed the role play. I enjoyed all the sessions of today. And I myself, I learned something. So if I'm to go for an interview today, I know what I will put in based on what we've learned. So I hope that we all listened and we gained one or two things. So, well, I do not want to sit or stand on any existing protocols, as we typically do. So it's the end of the two-day-long event. So the Honorable Commissioner of Agriculture, who was represented here yesterday, Lagos State, the country head of MasterCard Foundation, our lead partner on this project, the IYIT project, IIT management represented by Dr. Kenton Dashiu, our implementing agency or partner in Lagos State, the African Project Development Center. Well, our suite of partners, we've had various partners come on board to engage you. We've had various stakeholders here present. Today, we were privileged to have the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund representative. We had representatives from Jobberman. We had the representative from Lagos State University, Global Profilers, and MACTE Consulting Firm. We've had various speakers and various stakeholders present. I recognize the speakers and panelists for the insightful conversations and words of wisdom that has been shared here. The IYouth team, whom was introduced earlier, and I'm sure you saw all of us, all the beautiful and handsome and young faces driving and striving every day to make sure that we continue to roll out this program. And now to the focus, the primary reason why we are here, the trainees, now IYouth Fellows. Congratulations to you, and thank you for being patient while we continue to prefer solutions to you. You guys have been outstanding. We've not appreciated you enough. But like Zacchaeus keeps saying, you have to be confident and appreciate yourself. So please give yourselves a very resounding round of applause. Please, you guys have done so well. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our virtual participants and those of us still seated here. So I stand here representing the IYouth team to recap the engagement of the past 2 days. We have to keep in mind one thing, that the learning does not start and stop with the training session. Rather, we have to take care of all stages of learning transfer, from the pre-activities to the activities during the training and the activities after the training. And as we know, we are now at the activities after the training. Most of the fellows have experienced the 6 weeks training, and we've come to the end of this training session. Now, in knowing that learning does not start and stop with just the training session, we are aware that this aligns with the IYouth Learn overall training strategy of the pre, post, and during the course of the training. In that case, we've deployed various mechanisms to achieve our goals of skilling over 40,000 young men and women to secure dignified and fulfilling work. So we're not calling you here because we want you to just learn skills to get any kind of job, but to get fulfilling careers and to be able to start up your own businesses. Because yesterday we engaged fully with the entrepreneurs cohorts. Today we are interfacing with the employment cohorts. And this we'll be doing over the next 5 years in Kano, Kaduna, and Lagos states. Today we have conveyed, or over the past 2 days, we have conveyed this conference, which is the first of our post-training support to bring the Lagos Year 1 training to an end. And it is my hope that the following may have been ticked off your bucket list, as we call it, right? And I don't know, but I hope that many of us have been able to network. Is there anybody here that has not, networked with another person, be it your fellow trainee? Have you gone up to Jobberman? Have you gone up to MACTE Consulting? Have you gone up to Global Profilers? Have you given them your CV? Did you network with them? Did anybody do that? Did you get the contact of anyone? Did you do that? Anyone? I'm talking to the fellows. Did you network? Do you know the name of the next person sitting beside you? Okay, if you did that, I think that was our major aim of convening this conference. We also did that as a learning and knowledge management style, whereby we've been able to host various refresher courses, as you would see. That role play is one of many that you need to partake in, because sometimes, somebody said talk is cheap, right? You think it's very easy to sit or stand here and speak is not as easy as it seems. And so that role play actually has portrayed that. Same as the business clinic that we had yesterday with the entrepreneurship cohort. So those are various ways in which we'll be carrying you along with us. We've also hosted business clinics for our entrepreneurship cohort, and we sort of hosted one today. At least from Fejiro's presentation, you must have picked something. If you did not pick anything, the links are available. Please go back and watch those videos and apply the knowledge or the lessons that were shared there. For the entrepreneurship cohorts, for those of them that might be online, I hope you've completed your business plans, you've accepted the reviews that were communicated to you, and that you are engaging the business development service providers to finalize that. For the employment cohort trainees, have you completed your soft skills? Have you registered on the platforms that you've been advised to, to register? If you've done so, then you're on the right track. Now, we're not going to leave you swimming in the depth of the ocean. Rather, we continue to provide mentorship services to you as we have many of your contacts. And these and many other ways are the strategies we'll be using to engage you as you've completed your year one training. Again, if there's anything that we will do to make your training more beneficial to you, more refresher courses, more engagements, and more discussions with us, please feel free to reach out to us. I think the or the tech people, Mr. Bode and team, you would place on the screen our contacts so that you are able to reach out to us at any time. Of course, don't call us at midnight, please. At any time during working hours to ask any questions you may have and all those things. Fellows, last but not the least, watch out for the database that we are compiling. We'll be linking and sharing opportunities on our website, and that will be handled by the IT guy. I think he's around, Peter. He will be compiling that. So moving forward, I think I have highlighted the key areas where we would be providing such support, how mentoring is key to taking you to the next level, how refresher courses and engagements like this will continue to push you forward, how you continue to interface with other trainees and other important persons who advance the opportunities that this project has presented before you. I hope you will accept this in good faith, and I look forward, the iYouth project team, we look forward to engaging you further, to continue to discuss with you. And let me take this time to congratulate you all once again, and thank you very much for listening.
So guys, you need to keep clapping for Evelyn until she gets to where she's going to sit down. Yeah, that was so concise, so straightforward. We know where we are moving next. It's so clear that we know what we are doing. So thank you very much. At this critical point, and I feel so emotional right now, but I feel so good right now. I want you to make welcome the executive manager of the Innovative Youth in Agriculture project here in Nigeria. And thank you. Continue that clap. Yeah, thank you. I want you to make welcome Miss Aline Mogishu as she just come up here to pour out some great love to us and tell us some very professional and exciting way forward. Thank you, man.
Stay here. I'm going to put him on the spotlight. This guy is a wonderful singer. Do you have a song for us? Say something. Say something.
All right, guys. I want us to be on our feet, please. Yeah. Aline, I like this. So I want to make welcome my band members, all the IU team to come up here. All the IU team, we had our rehearsal last week, so I want you to be up here. We are going to be singing with everybody here. Wow, this is so interesting right now. Put your hands together for my team of professional singers. Yes. Yeah, good. Wow, wonderful guys. Where's Dio? Dio is to come here to lead the guy singing the baritone. Dio, the step team. Nathaniel. Yeah, very. Where's Baba Odo?
Baba Odo.
Okay. All right, this is wonderful. So, guys, we are going to be singing a song. We got that song together during a retreat, and I think that song will be nice. They have.
You could not disgrace yourself because you no go work.
Dio will take the last one.
Zacchaeus, Mr. Solomon, you're welcome.
Put your hands together for Mr. Solomon. Yes, he has been behind the scene. Yeah, he won the Grammy Award in one of our competitions. Yeah. All right. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So please, technical, let all those microphones be working. I will not be the only one singing. So we are going to be singing a song. The title of that song is We Are Soaring Higher. And actually, we are soaring higher as young people. And we are never going to get relented in this journey until we all get to our goals, all right? Our manager has said by this time next year, everybody here must have been employed. Is that true? So come on, put your hands together for yourself. All right, so as you are putting your hands together for yourself, I'm going to make you clap your hands like this. Come on, let's go. 1, 2. Come on, that's good. We're soaring high. We are taking the lead. We will never relent. We are scaling higher. So I'm going to take it one more time. We are soaring high. We are taking the lead. We will never relent. We are scaling high. Come on, guys, can I hear you say, we are soaring high. We are taking the lead. Let me hear you say, we are taking the lead. We are not going to get relented in this journey. We will never relent. Yes, we are scaling higher. We are scaling high. See, we are soaring high. We are soaring high. Yes, we are taking the lead. We are taking the lead. We will never relent. Can I hear that? We will never relent. We are scaling high. So now we're going to do a little work together with you, okay? So when I say, we are scaling, you say higher. Say, we are scaling, you say higher. Very good. So now we'll take it one more time. So when I say, we are scaling, you say higher. We are scaling, you say higher. When I say, we are scaling, you say higher. We are scaling, you say higher. When I say, we are moving, you say higher. We are moving higher. When I say we are moving, you say higher. We are moving, you say higher. When I say we are going, you say higher. We are going, you say higher. Good. We are soaring high. We are taking the lead. We will never relent. We are scaling high. Come on, put your hands together for these powerful guys. Wow, that's good. We have made it.
That was good, man.
Dayo, we are going to sanction you for this. You off the mic.
Oh, no, don't bring them out here.
All right.
Additional bids are left for the housekeepers. Zach, wonderful work, my man. Thank you very much. Now, we are soaring high. We are taking the lead. We will never relax. We are scaling high. That's exactly the spirit. That's how we're living here. We're not relaxing until everyone is employed. Is anybody going higher? So let's go high. Zacchaeus say when he says scale, you say high. So let's go high together. This is a moment that is very emotional. So guys, let me tell you something. I'm gonna cut the long story short. I'm gonna cut it to the chest. As they say, talk is cheap. This one is very expensive right now. Team, just give us one more minute, please. Techno team. Hello? Anybody home? So, as I said this morning, if you are here today, it's because you are somebody that is going to become an executive, and our team has stressed us enough. Now, if you're looking at yourself as an executive, you better stand up and call yourself and clap like an executive. Great. Rule number 1 is believe in yourself. Rule number 2, believe in yourself. Rule number 3, continue believing in yourself. And do that for as many times as you can until you get it right. Okay, so somebody somewhere in Canada decided to make this thing happen to us. MasterCard Foundation, we are extremely grateful to you for everything that you've done for the youth in Nigeria, in Kenya, and elsewhere. We thank you. You didn't have to dig deep in your pockets to make this happen for us. You're giving us a voice that our countries, our president, our politicians have failed to give to us, and we appreciate it. We are promising you that we're going to use this means you gave to us to break through places that we never thought we will. We will indeed use the voice. Thank you very much. On behalf of the IYouth team, I would like again to express our heartfelt gratitude to all of you. We know you had a lot to do. Some of you didn't even have the money to get here. It's painful. But I consider this as a great investment in yourself. And because you've invested this, I promise you, I will not rest until you reap the fruits. I want to thank the young people that are part of my team, and I say this is a very emotional moment. These wonderful people, they work Monday to Sunday to make sure we get all the right things and the right people are lined up to work for your purpose. So guys, if you respect, I think one thing we as young people need to do is to appreciate each other. And in this moment, I want to take a few minutes to just say to you that my team might not be the perfect of all, but they are perfectly determined to make things happen. And I appreciate them for it. So if we make mistake, just don't bring us down. We are totally counting on you to keep standing. Hold our hands and let us do it together. Does any of you know I'm my brother's keeper? So let's keep each other. I want to say to the technical team of IITA and of Felicity's event. By the way, Felicity's event has made this day possible. And if you want to talk about efficiency at work, this lady pulled this much in such a short period of time, and I don't know how she did it. Her and her team deserves a huge round of applause. We appreciate you, ma'am. We thank you for your dedication to the youth And many people failed to listen to us, but you took us serious. Felicities, please, come up, come here, come talk to this youth that need to know how to go about it, please. I'm not gonna say how I call her at home because she enjoys being called Felicities. While she's coming up, please, let us give her a round of applause. If you want to talk, if you want to produce chickens and vegetables and palm oil, she knows all the catering companies. Find her. She will link you to the market and the off-takers. I'm putting her on the spotlight.
Okay, she's put me on the spotlight. I don't stand on stages. Anyway, my name is Felicity Oguntolu. A lot of people call me Auntie Joy. It's a home name though, because Felicity means happiness and joy. I've been able to, after school, I didn't work, after youth service, I've been able to jostle it here and there. I went back to read facilities management, and I have embarked in a lot of fields. Landscaping, I do a lot of renovation of houses because I like good things. I like plants, and I've been able to multitask and do so many other businesses, of which Felicity's corporate events is one of them. In the last 5 years, I have been running corporate events, especially for the fintech industry in Nigeria. I work closely with Fintech Associates Limited and with Nigerian Fintech Week. The first event, we pulled it through from the planning stage till the execution stage and after. And we've been doing that for 5 different editions. And I have been running it for them with my technical team and all other people who are concerned in the business. I'm also involved in full home landscaping and revampment. And that takes care of redoing up structures and landscaping. And why my interest lies under agriculture is because in Nigeria, we fail to realize the potentials we have with agriculture. We have so much land expanse and nothing has been done about it, especially in the state where I come from, Benue State. We have so much land, there's so much food and so much waste. If you go to Benue State, there's so much fruits. Lovely, lovely fruits and a lot of food. But you know, there's less interest, especially from the youth. So when I was spoken about this project, I said I will be part of it. And I'm ready to partner with you for as long as it's going to take me because I love agriculture, I love food, I eat well. And that I can tell you that I came to test the food in this hotel because I've never eaten here before. But I had to taste to be sure that we were going to give every participant good food to eat. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to partner with IITA, and I'm happy to partner with any of you who need support, because I work with that group, Opolo. Opolo, they're still young, but they're ready to take people to greater heights, because all they do is innovation. Innovation to drive what's happening today in preparation for the future and for the kind of work we expect to have in the future. Because presently, all the jobs in the offices, the regular collar jobs, are not forthcoming. So what are people trying to do? Trying to get people to learn different aspects of fintech. Go to Okolo and you can learn so much. They're going to help bring you up from youth, and they're taking even students from secondary school and teaching them how to move further. So please, come on board and we'll take you to where we can. We're not promising you to get up there, but we're going to take you to a level where we think we can get you a balance. Thank you so much, and thank you, Ali. And I wish all the team and organizers of this project 100% success. You will not disappoint your funders, MasterCard Foundation, and I'm sure they're very happy with this you have pulled through. Thank you, and have a good evening.
That was not enough. That's just not enough. That is not enough at all. Auntie Joy, we love you. Thank you so much for believing in us when no one else could. Guys, did you enjoy the service? It was very, very perfect. So, you know what? This service was not put together by Auntie Joy. Let me just see the team that served us the food, the team that made this place clean, the team that was playing music, the technical people that came to set this stage up for us to have these wonderful images. All of you are extremely and highly appreciated. We say thank you. Please give them a good round of applause. We appreciate you. You are valued. You are appreciated. You are taking the voice of the youth higher, and without your technology, we wouldn't be perfectly well today. We thank you. Mr. Bode, thank you so much, sir. Oga, take note. I like to say to Mr. Tunde, there's a life after computer. But you know what? He's so much into his computer to make sure we get the right things done. And we thank you for the dedication. Peter, Tola, our youth team, our youth com team, Felicities, a great event is a great partnership, and that is a sign of how when people work together, they're able to get a lot more done. We thank you, and I hope today you will connect to Felicities, and you will get your own small and big events. I promise you, she will do you wonderful things. She cut her price to 50% to get us this place, just because we are young. We thank you, Mama, for believing in us. Okay, so with that, my colleague Evelyn has already told you where we're going next. I just hope that if you get a job, because we connected you, you'll come back to us and tell us, encourage us to continue doing it. If you got a job after our work, we would like to know how you're doing, and if there's anything we can do to make sure you keep it. Please, tell us. If you are not sure what you want to do and you would like some orientation, you are also welcome to talk to us. We'll love to guide you. If you have a business that is sinking and you see it dying and you don't know how to go about it, please come to us. We'd like to give you some direction. Now, if somebody has told you you are too small, remember today we're saying we are scaling higher. And you cannot be too small and be here, because this is a team of big people with big dreams and big vision. So you're big. And anybody who says something against that, tell them they are liars and they are jealous. And with that say, my fellow youth, in 10 years from now, I will not work. I'll work for you because I believe in your dreams. I know they are valid. I will make them happen. And when I make them happen, you will make mine happen. So let us do that. We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And we continue to be with you for as long as you need us. Thank you very much.
So thank you guys. I think we are free to leave, but I'm excited that we don't want to leave. So you can just move around, make some very good contacts. We still have our dignitaries are still available. So you move around and integrate, get contacts as much as possible. Thank you guys. Thank you for having you. Thank you for staying put. Thank you. Yeah.